Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Welcome to the Musing with Menchaca show. This is the conversational podcast where four best friends gather around these microphones, each with their own random topics of discussion to hash out for your amusement. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, share us with your friends, and subscribe for more content. I am your host, Luis Menchaca, and be a part of the conversation. Comment below with any feedback for the show, suggestions for topics, or any reactions to anything that's said. That said, make sure to follow me on Twitter. I'm at Chakalaka88, PSN, Nintendo Network, XBL, Twitch, all Chakalaka88, all across the board, easy to remember. And also, find me on iTunes. So, link is in the description below. And lastly, you can email me directly, boomchakalaka4@gmail.com, for anything free-form, long-form read on the show. Joining me today on this podcast, this panel, it's the return of some favorites of mine. I'll get to you in a sec. I'll get to you in a sec.
I'll talk about my favorites right now.
All right.
You.
Favorites first.
To my right, we have the radical thinker, Eric.
Hello.
He's radical.
It's always been like that.
That's always been the radical thinker since episode 1.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Had it right.
Yeah. Well, that's episode 4. Or 3 or 2. That's episode 2. Anyways, next to him, we got the scientist, David.
Hello.
And rounding out the table, we got the return of the prodigal son. What is it? The the theologian, Edgar.
Yeah, that's right.
Theologian, yeah.
Don't those mean the same thing?
Theologian, yes.
Like,
It puts more emphasis on it.
It's like carpenter versus guy who works with wood. Yeah, carpenter / wood carver.
Should I just call him the prodigal son?
I don't know.
why?
That's funnier that
He's
way.
probably not
It
coming
is
back.
funnier.
Well, I mean, that's
In another 6 months.
You know, I liked it. The only this was an exception for a Sunday, to be honest. It's Holy Week, so if anything, I should be in prayer.
Well, next week is Easter, so there you go.
That's when I'm just gonna be, joyful. Jesus is resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like,
I can start eating fast food again. I don't have to give up fast food for.
that's not the point.
for
Whatever.
Lent.
Go on with
Could have
this.
sworn I
By
saw
the
you with Taco Bell one
If you
day.
talk,
Shouldn't every week be a holy week?
if you talked to
Go back to your monastery, you monk.
if you talk,
Man.
I'm a monk now. If you talk to, who'd you mention, PS3, Xbox, if you talk to all of them, you should get a quarter from them every time you do this because you like advertising them for free.
They're not going to pay him money.
Didn't you get your own URL?
Yes, youtube.com/musing with Menchaca. Like a boss.
No.
So,
Yeah, now when I
actually heard
when I
the
type
song.
in
Producer solution.
musing, I like over like MU. I put it up, by the time I put it in the your musing with Menchaca pops
Yeah,
up. on YouTube.
my
And I was like, oh my god, you're now like a search thing.
Well, your
I don't
tablet,
have to type
your
you
tablet
out.
actually, or your
So that's
your
cool.
internet records it.
It's
part
on
of
your cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're part of your
No,
cookies.
that's wiped every time I close my internet.
Oh, he's
Damn.
Every
didn't know that?
time. Yeah.
You have you have your browser set to private every single time.
No, like
I say
saw.
it's private, and sometimes I
went at his home.
use a program and to where you
Yeah.
I actually saw.
Nice.
I actually went to his
Yeah,
home and walked in on him training his dog with a magnet. Like if he says the code word, the dog picks up the magnet, just wipes his cardboard, his hard drive.
I'm pretty sure I could teach Jackie to do that.
It sounds very plausible.
Sounds about something
Yeah.
that David would do.
She comes in and out, like using the door. Like manipulating a door seems more complicated than a magnet. So, I mean, that makes sense. And I just need to attach it to her collar. How hard is that?
All right.
Yeah, she
So
can go around picking up rusted nails everywhere.
so we got a comment response to do before we get on the topics.
All right, let's do that. That's the first part.
The first part. So we have. Let me go ahead and pull it up if I can. Damn it! I didn't have my freaking iPad set up. But whatever.
So what is like the rating for this like show? Like
Rating?
R? Rated R?
It's like substar rating.
What is?
Like rated PG-13, R, PG?
Oh no. I
NC-17.
think we've
Like-
talked about.
We
I think
talked
it's like
about a lot of stuff.
NC-17
Yeah.
at least.
Well, those episodes should be gone.
Yeah, those
I
episodes,
noticed that.
they are gone.
Yeah,
I
they are
did.
gone.
They are gone.
Yeah, that was for the best.
It was. I honestly think it
For
was. You were
nothing
working on it.
nothing is better for your future than eliminating your past.
Unfortunately,
That's a quote for David right there.
Unfortunately, it was on the internet for like a microsecond, so it's like engraved somewhere forever.
Well, either way, I mean,
I'm sure of that.
the episode 5 was my favorite one because it was the topic about our Pokemon memories, and I think we should redo that topic.
The one
We should
with
redo that
the
topic at some point, but
We
not
should
now.
redo it with the battle.
Yeah, I think we should
Like
do
we're
that.
talking
2 on
and we're doing
2.
like
And then
a
we have, like-
four-way battle.
Okay.
I'm still
You should
pissed.
get
I
a DS
sold my
catcher
game
as
with
well.
just
That
the
way they can
shiny
see our
Pokemon on it.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should do that. We need to do that. Let's do that.
I
Let's
need
make
like
that happen.
I need like a month of training because I haven't picked up a game in a
God, what
while.
is this? What
Do
are
you,
Goku?
do you even have a
Get
DS?
Actually,
You go from level 5 to like level 1.
you gotta go to Russia, grow a beard, and run up a mountain.
We can make it like 2 minutes if I can use the hyperbolic time chamber.
No,
No.
no.
You know.
No.
All right,
If
here we
it's a
go.
comic book, you just jump from one button to the next.
I also saw Dragon Ball Z. Yes.
So
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's a hyperbolic
yeah.
time chamber there. Yes.
No, yeah.
here we go.
Doing the Cell series.
Comic
Yeah.
question.
Comment.
Go.
Comment response. So we did the topic last time you guys were here. I think it was episode 12 is when we did the topic on the vaccinations, like about anti-vaxxers and stuff like that.
Here they come.
Hyperchronic
So
time chamber.
Hyperbolic.
Chronic.
it's
Chronos.
hyperbolic.
Hyperbolic. I don't know
it-
what.
Hyperchronic. Wouldn't it
It's
be?
No, it's
hyperbolic.
hyperbolic,
Like
but it should be hyperchronic.
Yeah, because
But
Chronos.
Mistranslation,
in
like the
time,
over
Greek.
9,000 thing.
Yeah, but no.
no, it's not a
no,
mistranslation.
because pressure would be hyperbaric, like for pressure. So wouldn't it be hyperchronic?
I mean, the only thing I can think of is hyperbolic because it's
hyperchronos.
like
Chronos.
It's a hyperbole.
yeah, hyperbole that it's used in whatever. Oh,
Magical
right.
room.
Right.
Yeah.
Going back to the comments.
Back to the
Comment,
important
question.
things of what people think. Go on.
on vaccine.
Go on.
So this person just gave us like this giant heartfelt rant on one of the comment responses by
What was his name?
Brian of Key or K or whatever.
how did
K-E.
Brian of K.
Yes, K-E.
K-E of.
Brian. Actually, Brian K-O-F-K-E.
KOF.
Brian.
Maybe his name is
Brian
Brian off key.
Kafka?
Kafka.
Kafka.
Kafka or Kafka?
What?
Is
It's
it
an E.
Wait, K of key or K,
K of
all,
Key.
and then
K
all
of Key.
lowercase?
All lowercase. Brian K-O-F-K-E.
Kofke.
It sounds like Kafka to me.
Kafka.
Yeah, Kafka.
15 minutes later.
Anyway, so the image is on screen right now. Putting it up.
Coffee.
So he writes in and he says, "How about you read this before you spout your uneducated, dumbass knowledge about vaccines?"
Well, we never said we were like experts on this topic. We're just
I
our
could have
opinion.
sworn I said I am not an expert on this. Like right
I
before
can
I
say
started
that I
talking.
am an expert on this.
Microbiologist and everything.
Yeah.
So he gave us a link, and Eric commented about the link how you just don't trust that link because it's from Canada. But for all we know, this guy is a Canadian resident because this is YouTube. It's worldwide. So
Wow.
you never know.
Well,
I know for a fact
let's
that
give
I've
him
got
the
some
benefit of a doubt
I
that
have
he's
Canadian-
not Canadian.
I have Canadian friends. I have Canadian fans. I know for the fact because someone said.
Oh, I like how your fans aren't your friends. You're like, they're fans and then they're friends. Just because you're my fan, you
just
are not
lost.
my friend.
I'm sorry. Please
They're
don't
like,
unsubscribe.
everyone's subscribing.
I mean, I don't know the person. It's just some screen name, but somebody's like greetings from like from Quebec or something like that or whatever. From
The most
Quebec.
I don't know.
Quebec.
most
It's
genetic
like,
series.
there's like Quebec and every other place in Canada.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just, I don't know the social
like saying,
relations.
I know
It's
America,
Like,
I
you
know
know that
New
one
York.
place that speaks mostly French? Yeah, that's all Canada. Just throw them all in there with them. Like every other Canadian's like, man, I'm in British Columbia and that pissed me off.
I think it was actually no wait. You know what? I think the comment was greetings from Vancouver.
Vancouver?
I think
Vancouver,
that's,
okay.
exactly, that's what I think.
And Quebec's like, fuck, we lost him. We lost a guy. That's it. All right.
So it's a Canadian link. That's whatever.
Okay.
Like, we'll give it. Okay.
What does the link
Why
say,
does that
though?
matter,
I
though?
don't know.
Wait, what
It was just funny. I
hold
just thought
on.
that was funny when Eric pointed that out.
I'm sorry, I haven't set a time
think
like
you've
an
had bad
hour a day to
experiences
watch
with
your episodes.
Canadians, right?
So what actually happened on the vaccine thing? What was the opinion?
Our opinion was that it's anti-vaxxers are stupid, and why the hell do you want to like not vaccinate your kids?
Okay, and his response is, "Don't vaccinate your kids."
At the end of the day, this argument is not about the science of vaccination. This is an argument about human rights. This is about a person's right to choose what medical procedures they adopt or refuse. To sum it up, the health of the community never trumps personal liberty. And if you believe otherwise, you are a fascist, socialist scumbag in my book.
Well, that's when you put the greater good versus your personal interest. That's it's called democracy.
Well, hold up. He goes on
It
about
goes
greater
on, yeah,
good.
it goes
He
on.
goes
It
on
goes
about
on.
greater
You
good.
read this? Oh, this is
Yeah,
like
I read
we
this.
all
Yeah,
read
We all
I read
read
it.
the
Wait,
comment.
so
I
Eric-
read the comment as well, and also
The link.
The link.
Yeah.
Okay, so read it because I haven't.
Yeah, you weren't part of the show. I mean, I didn't
Yeah.
have to brief you.
I don't.
Okay, so
Hi.
let's see here.
Especially you don't talk.
You've been gone for 6 months. You're not up to.
Feels like the real world.
Okay, but what else? Did
If
that
you are
guy say?
if you are for mandatory forced vaccination, then you support sacrificing human beings. Vaccines have and do kill people. This is a scientific fact. The Vaccine Injury Compensation Court has paid over $3 billion billion to the families of vaccine injured children. It is for the greater good, huh? Same mindset of Hitler, Mao, and Stalin. Yes, Stalin did say that about killing 1 million people, and he killed about 20 million, didn't he now? Do any of these turds have kids? Likely not. Yet they probably think they have the right to dictate to you what medical procedures need to be forced onto your kids without your consent. My advice to anyone actually listening to these turds: do not take medical advice from pompous, drinking assholes that think they know more than you do. I will close with a quote. Vaccination is a barbarous practice and one of the most fatal of all delusions current in our time. Conscientious objectors to vaccination should stand alone. If need be, against the whole world in the defense of their conviction. Mahatma Gandhi.
I don't.
Can I just?
Yeah,
ahead,
go ahead.
for
Go
it.
ahead.
I'm going to address the very first thing I heard, which just caught my attention. That it's better to not vaccinate because they've actually killed. So, he's implying, even if it's ever so subtly, that the vaccines these things are vaccinated against, like smallpox or the flu, that
Measles.
those don't kill. I think those do kill, and nobody sees, like, oh, sorry, sucks for you. Your kid just wasn't naturally immune. I mean, I've been vaccinated, and I'm grateful because I'm still alive.
You still got your little mark and everything on your shoulder and everything?
Well, I don't think I don't think he has the mark.
You
You
had
had.
smallpox vaccination?
It's like here,
Oh, you do
Oh,
have
I
the little
see it.
star.
I see
Yeah.
it.
How old are you though?
Oh,
25
You may
but
or
he
may not still be.
he was raised in Mexico, weren't you, for a
up
while?
until 6 years old.
Yeah, that's why you got it. I didn't get it because
It's they for whatever reason
Well,
they
I don't
call
have
it
it.
the mark of being a Mexican because you got vaccinated.
the
in Mexico.
foreigner mark, yeah.
So
no,
give
a
us
lot of
give me
other
some
countries
insight.
still-
Give me
still
some insight
vaccinate.
into this.
Well, I'm not gonna give anything because I'm an arrogant turd.
Wait,
I'm
Eric was
ignorant-
about to say something.
An ignorant turd who drinks a lot. So
Eric,
Was he
what were you
talking
gonna
about
say?
us that whole time?
Yeah,
he was talking about
we're,
us.
we're the
wow.
drinking
okay.
turds.
Yeah. All right.
We're
well,
yes,
right now
by,
we're
by the way,
alcohol-
we have to announce that because of the fiasco that will not be talked about really, but I will acknowledge that it happened during episode 13. Repercussions happened, and we're not going to be drinking anymore. No more alcohol.
Yeah.
you do know I just reached out of the camera and
Yeah,
put-
that's fine.
Yeah, that's
whatever.
fine. But
That's your religious beliefs.
Yeah,
We
that's
can't
your
impose
wine.
upon that.
No,
religion.
but like if you saw like during the beginning of episode 30, it was like a whole bunch of like beer and hard liquor, and it was all gone.
So how are we gonna get
All of it
patrocinadores? How do you say that in English? Patrocinadores. How do you say that?
Sponsors?
Yeah. How are we gonna get them?
Shut up.
The words just slip out of my mind. Sometimes I forget them.
So
Whatever.
anyways, we're just gonna be sponsored by like Coca-Cola and
we
Dasani.
don't have
I think-
sponsors. I don't know why you guys have been saying that.
I think Coca-Cola also
Yeah,
owns
no, I said
Dasani.
Coca-Cola.
Okay.
Yeah, I said
okay.
Coca-Cola.
I want to.
Anyways,
okay.
no,
Going back to
but-
the topic, vaccines. The only one who can really talk about
Eric
it
was
is-
gonna say something before.
Oh, on that website? Yeah, I just found it pretty bad. I mean, it talked about anti-flu vaccines, and then there was an ad. There was a click for, hey, get your flu vaccine. On the same page, like right across where it said, flu vaccines are bad. And then they showed a graph, and this graph wasn't even for vaccines. It was for, what was it for?
You mean it wasn't against vaccines? It was
It was
It wa-
for a
Herbicide. Herbicide, yes. It was for
Yeah,
herbicide. And I'm like, why are you showing this graph
Wait,
at
is
this
this
time? It
link
has
still
nothing to do
available?
with the
Yeah,
topic.
it's not even relevant to the argument that was.
I mean, is this link
playing.
available? Can somebody just like put us on half a window
Go
and
ahead,
open up the
go
other
ahead
window?
and read it. You're like the only one who's not prepared here.
Okay.
So we read the source, and that is not a credible source at all. And that's the same problem with what people say. Oh my God, I read it on the internet, so it must be true. No, it's not. It has to be a credible source. And this is the kind of crap that you come up with. It's like, oh, well, I read it at this one article. It must be true. It's not a primary source article.
Identify
It's not a
prevalence of autism
scientific
disorders.
journal that's peer reviewed. It's none of the things that would give validity to the argument. And again, this is more of a scientific supposed. This is more of pseudoscience because it's just spewing out false numbers. And I tried to investigate two of the many paragraphs, and it was just not credible data. Just searching for it, not credible at all. So why bother reading through them all? Which I did. I read through them all, but I know that they're now baseless arguments. They're not. It doesn't go towards anything.
It's like
And-
it's like basically getting your source from saying, "Oh, I saw it on Ellen" or something like that. Or,
Yeah. Saw
like-
on Ellen. Well,
Really?
Oprah said.
Oprah said.
Oprah said this. Well, I guess it's true then, because you heard that on TV. Yeah.
So,
it's
yeah.
strange.
So
this
give me like a peer reviewed journal basically.
Well,
you know, like,
actually, this
Yeah,
is
just give me a peer-reviewed journal, a scientific article saying that, and here's the thing: you can go to the CDC website, and you can find those. You can find these actual peer-reviewed journals.
And if
oh
you're-
no, it's part of the man's plan. I don't want to do that. Well,
Actually,
what are you
that's
talking
part of the
about?
argument.
What
That's
are you-
part of the argument. If
Wait,
you,
No, his
wait,
argument.
if you're reading, if you pulled up another window to look at the link, or if you've got two tabs open, if you go to number 9, it says beyond admitting to a fraud in a 2004 Center for Disease Control study that exonerated MMR vaccine, Dr. Willie Thompson of CDC Science asserts there is a connection between mercury in vaccines and autism. And number 10, pretty much it's saying, if you go
The
back
same
down to
thing.
number 11, number 12, it's pretty much all the same thing, just split up into different parts, saying that the proof that vaccines cause autism, or in this case autism, is the fact that there is no proof because it was a cover-up. So the absence of proof is the proof.
I see. It's all a conspiracy.
No. What? The absence of evidence is the evidence of absence? What?
No, the
Okay, here we
absence
go.
of evidence
Wait.
is evidence itself. Is what he's
Well,
trying to say.
It
Mine
says
mine
here-
statement made more
and
sense. That makes no
and-
sense
and-
whatsoever. It's like it doesn't make any sense. And what I was saying, you didn't even pay attention.
Hold on.
Looked at any one of these paragraphs, especially the one that you said that
Well,
he was
this article-
crediting the CDC. If you try to find that source from that paragraph of text, because what?
How do you
Oh,
work
it's
this
true
thing?
because it's in a paragraph of text. No. It has to come from a source. Who did the study? How was the study made? What was their experimental method? How many people were involved in this study?
What were
This
the
is all
variables?
statistical and scientific information that you need to take in context in order to be able to say something, whether or not it's true or not. And
The
this
website-
article had nothing of that. Look for them.
The website is actually like an online journal for the global research, a center for research on globalization.
So if I were to
Go,
comment, if
go
I
all
were
the
to
way.
make
No,
a
no, go,
comment
go all the way to
on
the bottom.
on
Go
that-
all the way to the bottom,
I know,
and then you
it
see
says
it's only one person
No, yeah,
that
exactly.
published everything.
It's
So
actually
One
Julie,
person-
Julie Levesque. About
So-
the author. Julie Levesque is a journalist and researcher with the Center for Research on Globalization, Montreal.
So
She
it's
was
a-
right
among-
there. That
she
tells
was
me
among
she's
the first.
political and not scientific.
She was
Her
among.
background is not that.
She was among the first independent journalists to visit Haiti
Haiti.
in the
Haiti.
wake of I can't even talk right now.
It
In
was
the
an
wake
earthquake.
of the January 2010 earthquake. In 2011, she was on board the Spirit of Rachel Corrie, the only
Oh my God. All right.
humanitarian
Oh,
vessel.
so
Yeah,
a
yeah,
reporter,
take away that
a reporter
information.
somehow will say, "Oh no, I know more than medical science. I know more than medical doctors. I know more than scientists because I'm a journalist."
I mean, yeah,
because
if
I heard
we
and talked
go-
to somebody and wrote something on paper, and that shit is
Actually,
solid.
she's a researcher. So if we go by that route,
No, you mean
I-
journalist?
It says researcher.
You
it's
just
a journalist.
It's
Journalist
journalist.
and
That's a
researcher.
fine.
Journalist.
If you read up on a book, that makes you a researcher.
Exactly.
Now, what are you
If-
doing
if-
that
if
for? Are
we-
you
if
doing
we
that
go
for
by
a
this-
newspaper? Or are you doing that for a laboratory?
I'm just
They
saying,
have
I'm
different values.
I'm abiding by. I'm just saying. If we go by that train of thought, if we go by that.
If
kind
you
of
go
proof,
by that
I can
information,
go look up a
it's not
magazine and
valid,
just,
you know?
just go ahead and distribute it. I can't actually show my lab report in my.
Yes, you can. That's what science is about. Hey,
As a
guess what,
if
guys?
I
I have an
research
idea.
by looking at
I have,
magazines,
this
that's
is
not
my
how
data.
research
Okay,
goes.
well, we believe you as soon as you give us the data, and we, your peers, can review it. That's how science works.
And also-
not because some
and
guy
also
said
when it
something
comes
in a
to-
dark room, it becomes reality.
And also, when it comes to experiments, you have to remember that it's got to be repeatable. So
Yeah.
give us some stuff that
Yeah.
we can
I'm,
actually like,
I'm,
test.
I'm all for vaccines.
Oh no, I'm not
Yeah,
saying
we-
that.
yeah, we're-
but that
You're defending the
You're-
source.
How?
I would.
I'm saying
it would say the same
there-
thing
I'm
as like if
saying
I were to use
this
like
is-
something from
this is-
Facebook to make an argument. It doesn't.
What I'm just saying
you
is
have to
this
have
is
a
this is their
source.
argument. I don't see how it's valid.
Okay,
Yeah, it's
great.
not valid.
So have we addressed it?
Yes.
Yeah,
All
we've
right.
addressed
And,
that.
moving
I
on.
believe so.
And
Are you gonna-
the end is that
Sorry, Brian Kofke or whatever. Your
KFK.
KFK.
Yeah, I don't
KFK.
think-
KFK.
KFK.
We're just gonna call him that KFK.
Why
We're
should that
making
be an
fun of him. No,
abbreviation for
Kofke.
something awesome
I think
or
it's
something?
Kofke.
Yeah.
Kofke?
But hey, let us know your credentials or something. Whether or not we should
Well,
pay attention to you, or give us a peer-reviewed scientific primary source article
In his
for
def-
your arguments.
in his defense, he's just he's not he has
He-
an
yeah,
opinion.
He's
It's an
one
opinion.
of the masses.
It's
They,
just-
they
he's
hear
just-
something.
it's just
and
an
they-
opinion.
They see something.
He's
and they
very
have an opinion
vehemently
about it.
passionate about, which I don't know.
Yeah, and here's another thing I wanted to address on that. Like you're talking about civil rights. You're like, oh no, you're of the greater good of the community doesn't trump my civil rights. No, dude.
And
That's
also-
society. That's the rules of society.
And also,
You
how
think
is that
I'm
against
in
or
disagreement of something like, let's say, going to war, I don't have to pay taxes to fund it? No, you don't get to choose. The fact that you're living in that society, you are abiding by those rules. The moment you don't want to, you can leave. Or you can go to prison. Or you can fight in a revolution. But
Those are your
you don't
three
just get to
choices.
stand there and say, no, thank you. That doesn't work that way. It is the majority that rules in the land of democracy. And that's not fascism. That's the way it is.
no, but
Good. That's good insight.
I just don't like the way how he lumped me in by saying if you're for vaccines, I automatically am for human, sacrifices.
I was like, if
Human
you're for that, then you are a fascist, socialist scumbag in his book. Let's see.
I like how those are two different things. Fascism and socialism are very different. I don't know why you put them together in the same pronoun sentence. I'm confused. That throws me off altogether. I don't even know if you
Oh my God! The internet sensation just arrived.
Just 40 minutes late.
I'll go ahead and move.
No,
let's get-
let's do it. Let's do it.
but no, I wanted to say what's his first name?
Brian.
Mr. Brian.
KFK.
Could you please send us how to pronounce your name? That way we can really say your name for real or something.
Oh boy.
Oh
I the shot. I'm sorry. Is there a way that you could block out the name? since
Well,
I
hold
just
on.
came from work?
Get some
Give me-
duct tape.
Give me can you just
Can
sit
you-
behind? Sit behind in the chair and we'll get
You are
back to
so
it.
ruining. Don't do that.
You just
Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
you want that to make it to YouTube.
That's gonna be a
Oh, it's
huge.
gonna go-
That should just be your
That's gonna be the soundbite. Right there.
soundbite.
You know what? 1 year later, 2 seasons later, welcome to the Patty Show.
All right, no. Okay, let's just finish. Let's wrap it up and then we'll take a break.
Oh, I thought we wrapped it up
No,
already.
I was gonna say we were going on final closing. So Brian, send us how to
pronounce your name correctly. That way we won't
And legit sources.
Murder.
and legit
butcher
sources.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And primary source articles. That way we can have a back and forth discussion.
Dialogue.
Preferably
Dialogue.
a doctor that has not been discredited. Not that I'm implying anything. Not that I'm implying anything.
Hey, if there's a medical doctor who put his profession on the line to say something and then got discredited for it, give me that source. I want to hear what he says. If he has credentials, I want to hear what he says.
Not that I'm implying anything
Yeah.
to those doctors
Because
out there.
there are controversial topics that I'm actually against. Like, for example, vaccines. I am for vaccination.
Hey,
But-
I want to get on the
God,
show.
We're
fuck
gonna-
You gotta
you.
wait.
But really,
Wow.
like, for example, the vaccine use in concerns of HPV, I have some issues with
forced
that
me to sit here.
specific vaccine. But I don't think it can transfer over as far as vaccines don't work. But I do have issues with what is considered completely acceptable by medical communities.
All right. Well, we gotta take a break.
All right.
Patty,
So you
you're
have
really
not
loud and I
convinced
can
us.
hear you on the headphones. Anyway,
This is a break.
Yeah.
You
Dumb
just got
bitch.
fired.
all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back. And we're back. So joining today on this panel, that originally scheduled panel, we have the internet sensation, Patty.
Hello, everyone. I'm sorry I was late.
It's fine. I'm glad. Well, at
I
least
like how you turned right to the camera.
I'm no longer going to be talking, apparently, so.
well,
He's not that
Edgar,
interesting.
Remember, if you have anything interesting to say, just remember to swivel your mic.
I don't have anything interesting to say, and I'm not as fascinating as Patty. She's got a following, I don't.
I have a following.
You know what? Yeah. Well, you have very people on the comments are like saying nice things. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that one time.
He's like, yeah, bring Patty back.
Nothing to do with the video you had, is it?
No, it was before
Are you sure?
It was before the video.
sure?
Yeah.
It was before the video. The tits don't get that much like. Come on. All right, go ahead.
But
start.
but whenever you walked in,
But I
you're
do
gonna
know
like
this-
go in there shaking your ass. And
I
everything.
do know this guy who does calendars, if you're ever interested.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yes, okay.
All right, here we go. So, topics. Let's begin. Eric, start the show off. What's your topic?
Airplane security. Is it too much?
TSA. Okay.
No. Like on the airport. I'm sorry, on the airplane
With the fire, like the marshals and shit. Like,
with a recent pilot
Oh yeah, the guy who killed
that
everybody.
committed suicide.
Yeah.
No, it's too soon.
How is it too soon?
Do we have to talk about that? I mean, it's just like
That's
Yes.
I like
Yes.
how you see. I'm not gonna talk, but then you like grab the mic.
Our
No,
job,
do we
our
have
job
to?
is to not look away.
I'll look away.
Are you serious?
Yes.
So I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Give film.
are you serious?
I don't know.
For real?
I'm not up to date.
Okay.
so.
Well, I'll.
Well,
Give
because
me
it's
the-
not
give
on
me the
MTV,
Well,
so you know he doesn't know about it.
Well, the gist of
How
it
can
is.
you have a show? You gotta be at least tuned into the
Don't,
news.
don't
somewhat.
interrupt. Like.
Yeah, you should be into the news. I mean,
should
come
be.
on.
Okay,
I mean,
fine, I'll be
No wonder
better.
you come up with crappy topics all the time.
Yeah.
You know what? The show's over.
What is Beyonce's favorite dress?
Oh well, you know.
Yeah, that's something more for you. Well, anyways,
Hey, don't mess with Queen Bee, okay?
don't disrespect the host. I made you. I'm the fucking producer. I can edit you out.
It's
I'm
true.
sure you can. I'm sure you can. But anyways, okay.
It's real, by the way.
Who has the most details? Cause I only have like over.
All I know is that it's
Overview.
some German guy
Okay.
that like
Hated
crashed
France.
apparently and
The Alps part. Fuck those Alps. Mountains.
anyway, so he just killed what, like 150 people, and he did it
just
on
about.
purpose.
Yeah, he did it on purpose. He committed suicide because he was going through depression because his girlfriend.
Then you know whose fault it was? That damn woman.
Right.
So the
Honestly, I don't get out of bed.
I was gonna say cunt, but then I decided not to.
the
I'm
problem
sorry.
was that the captain walked out of the cockpit, and when he did, he locked the door. Well, it's automatic lock.
Yeah, but there was a manual.
You can bypass it with the keypad that's out there, but if there's a person inside the cockpit, they can push a button and disable the keypad. So
Oh,
then
so what
nobody was
he,
able to
like-
get in. So he crashed the plane into the
Was he a
Alps.
co-pilot?
He was a co-pilot.
Oh my god.
You know what? I think I remember seeing that like on CNN and shit. Now that I think about it. And
He's
it was
all-
like, and then the guy
Oh,
was like,
that 30
all
minute
over the news.
special.
there was a headline. There was a headline where like the company president or something like that said like the co-pilot was fit to fly or something like that or whatever.
He
They were
only
trying
had-
to do damage.
Oh,
control.
well, obviously not.
They were doing damage. They were trying to do damage control. I remember that on the.
Apparently,
Oh,
he
that
only had
5-hour
about.
special that they
yeah.
had on
You know what, how you
CNN?
can control that damage? Declaring bankruptcy.
Damn, man. Gosh.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if you want if you want a pound of flesh, you can pick the bones. Fuck
Well,
you.
what airline was it?
Goddamn.
Though?
I don't know, some
I might
UK
just
airline.
fucking Get some Google. Up
Yeah,
on
let's
this bitch.
put
Just
more
put airplane. It's gonna be
bad
like the
publicity
first
on
20
them. What's
links.
the name of that airline?
Yeah, continue selling for time while I look that up.
So what is it that they've added on the airplane? Like, is it all the airplane like security or just
thought-
like that specific airline?
No, I'm pretty sure it's all the airplanes that
Okay,
have
so
that.
what are they doing now that's more intense?
I haven't heard anything about it.
Well, maybe psychological evaluation of their pilots would be better.
Well, you have to think about like the amount of money that's going to take the company. So, I mean, in all honesty, like putting all your pilots through that, like, I don't know, psychological like
They
assessment
already
of
do
them.
whenever they're hired.
They
Okay,
always
yeah,
do
what
that,
they
yeah.
do when they hire them, right? It's
Yeah.
really not profitable. So you kill 150 people, you'll bounce back.
You know what? It's more profitable then not having an airline.
Well, actually,
So if this changes things, everyone's gonna have to change.
well, here's the thing though. I actually did see the CNN special because I was at the gym and we have like whatever,
you're working out, just pumping iron,
whatever.
Getting
The
the
point is,
feeling that burn.
Body on fleek.
back to the topic.
It's Germanwings. Germanwings is the name
Back
of
to the
airline.
topic. There was a guy saying
like a
there is a
buffalo
psych
wing.
evaluation every 6 months.
Sorry.
There's an evaluation every 6 months, but the guy who's an attorney for airlines and pilots in general said the pilots have a very high incentive to lie and to be deemed fit because any small thing that goes wrong with them, they will not fly the airplane because they are handling the lives of nearly 200 people.
That's true.
So any small thing, sorry, you can't fly, and we're not going to pay you because you can't keep a well-fit body, a well-maintained mind. So they have a lot of incentive to lie to be able to fly, even if not well, to be able to get paid to feed their family. So it's just like, you know, there's no real.
So people are gonna die.
This hopefully. Dios quiera was like a rare exception, which shan't be repeated. Really?
You know,
Flying in
really?
Spanish?
Yeah. If God wanted us to fly, He would have given us wings. Yeah. So
How
just
can you
know,
say shit like
just
that with a
know,
straight face?
when you fly, you defy God.
Wow, really?
That is the.
Okay, so what do you think is the root cause then, Edgar? Obviously, it's not this man's
He's
like.
Catholic. They don't believe in psychology.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
What'd you say?
Psychology.
I don't.
First part?
He's
Catholic.
Catholic.
Oh.
Catholicism.
Never mind. That's okay.
Never mind. Go back to church. No.
It is Sunday. Or
Yeah,
what are
why
you
aren't
doing?
you in
I
church?
finished 2 masses and I had a Mahab retreat I just came from, so I have gotten my fill of the Lord. It's Palm Sunday, by the way, where we whatever. Let's go back to the topic. Let's go back to the topic. I'm
No,
not sure.
what is Palm Sunday? I don't
I
know
thought
what
you were
that
going
is.
to church more, Patty.
I tried.
Mike.
I'm gonna.
Mike.
I tried. I'm gonna go. Maybe next month sometime. I found a church
Maybe
I
next
like.
month. You know, a couple
We
years
have
from now.
I'm not a Catholic. I'm sorry.
We have mass
I believe in
Thursday,
birth control.
Holy
I am
Thursday,
not a
Good Friday, and Easter Saturday vigil. I can take it with me. I took Thursday off. I took Friday off. I'm gonna go.
Okay, come on now. Let's keep
Okay.
it moving.
So
Let's keep
go
it
ahead,
moving.
continue.
So,
Okay, did
so
you
let
get
me-
more
let me reply
information
to
on
what
that,
you
Louis?
said.
Well, I mean, apparently there's they're
Maybe
trying
not.
to go for the black box. Obviously, that's what I like.
Well, they got the
reading
black box. They
Right.
they heard the co-pilot breathing, so he was conscious, and you could hear the pilot like banging on the door trying to get in.
Damn.
Well,
And then there was this is basically an aftermath article talking about the questions that it's raising
Pass me my tablet.
about the fitness of the pilot and all that stuff. It's not so much really giving me the lowdown of what happened, but I do know it's Germanwings, so it's a European airline. There you go.
Yeah,
So not our problem.
French Alps.
Not our problem.
But
yeah.
the Europeans.
It's not American Airlines, so who gives a shit?
Yeah, unless in Germany was invading France.
Dun, 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 dun. Foreshadow. I don't know.
No, it's like world history, but whatever.
What I was talking about,
Foreshadowing
like
is a future.
I know, as in you're saying that, and then you're all
Yeah.
like,
Maybe.
yeah,
You
exactly.
mean implying?
Whatever. Yes.
Foreshadowing, implying.
Completely different things. My apologies.
Different
I'm sorry.
animals, man.
I is stupid.
Yeah.
All right.
Um, why
So
are you here?
I don't know. Sometimes I ask myself the same question.
What was I saying? I was going to say something about. You know what though? Airline pilots. Do you think we pay them too much?
We don't
I
pay
don't-
them
we don't
enough.
pay
We don't pay
enough.
them enough.
These guys.
The food stamp.
You're like laughing. You're like, yeah.
Some
I
of
get
them
it.
have to be like on food stamps and stuff and get assistance from the
But
government.
they've
Like
been-
that is
they've-
bullshit.
A lot of people are bitching about that. Oh, pilots is so hard. It's so hard being a pilot. But
Are
have
you
not seen
serious?
Catch Me If You Can?
Wait, apparently.
But
Apparently-
Well, remember,
they-
you know
wait,
the movie
wait.
Flight with Denzel? He's all like freaking getting snorting coke before he takes
yeah,
off.
here's another thing.
Hey, Denzel
why,
does
why
no
don't
wrong,
you drug
okay?
test your pilots on a weekly basis? How about that? That would do. You know, whether or not someone is on a drug or coming off of a drug, which is very, I would say that's worse than being on a drug. That does shit to you.
Getting off,
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah,
fuck.
coming off of drugs, that fucks you up. So
Hard.
I think weekly drug tests should be a norm with pilots, airline pilots. If you're flying that week,
Are you willing to pay more money for your airline tickets for them to cover the cost of all the weekly drug tests?
whoa, how is that my problem? That's their problem.
they have to
They're
put
a
the cost
business
down.
competing for my money. I'm a customer.
okay, fine.
If I'm gonna go with the guy who gives it to me the way I want it, it's their problem. They have to figure it
Okay,
out.
but what I'm saying is, so okay, let's say for example, Southwest does this and American Airlines doesn't, but American Airlines tickets are cheaper than Southwest. Are you gonna really go to Southwest because they like drug test their pilots, or are you gonna be a cheap son of a bitch and go with American Airlines because you save $100?
Spirit
I'm gonna go
Airlines
with
all the way. Spirit Airlines.
Spirit Airlines.
all the
There you
fucking
go.
way.
Money talks.
Bullshit
so-
walks.
Bullshit walks. So if you want to see what
So
the cut-
that's not a legitimate
That's a-
solution for the problem.
No, the solution is that every airline is going to have to do it. So the prices are going to rise across the board. So the competition comes in where they can cut corners without jeopardizing safety,
So-
such as hiring a fucked up pilot who's depressed and will drive a plane into the Alps.
Fair. I guess
Okay?
the government
Maybe they
should go ahead and
have
make a
cut
law and do
corners
that.
in. Maybe they should have said, you know what, you seem a little damaged. I'm going to get another pilot.
You know
Because
what
that
this
airplane's
reminds me
really
of?
expensive.
Breaking Bad.
Why?
You know what?
Oh,
Where the air traffic controller crashed
make
those
any
two
sense.
planes
Yeah.
together.
It makes sense. So how do you suppose that we make these airlines do it? With laws?
Screening.
So should we make laws
Okay.
to make them do that?
regulations.
Regulations,
basically
thank you.
Federal
Thank you.
regulations.
How do you screen for someone who has an important job? And I'm not saying being an
Exactly.
airline pilot and
Fingerprints.
fucking flying with
Background
hundreds of lives
checks.
in your hands is important. I'm not going to go that far. I'm going to say, let's say there's a guy who has a very important job and fucking lives depend on it. you screen that person, not as to how he is or who he is, but what he can put up with, what he can tolerate. If he can work in high stress scenarios and be functional, that's who you hire. Versus the guy who just happened to go through piloting school.
But then how do you know the difference?
Rigorous training.
Psych
And
evaluation.
screening. That's what they do in the military. And that's what they should do with companies.
The government should take over airlines.
no.
No, I agree.
Whoa.
You're correct. You are so right.
That is not what I'm saying.
You are so right.
And here, this is why I'm going to prove you wrong right now. I'm going to prove you wrong. What I'm saying, what I'm going with this chain of thought, is that a company should screen more rigorously their employees. Because if you think it's responsible to give a man who is so far out of it that he couldn't have offed himself in the bathroom, covered in cherries. No,
We're going back to that podcast.
no, he couldn't have. He had to take all these bitches with him. That's the person. That's a weak-minded person. He's weak
people.
and he caved because of what? Some pussy?
Man,
Pussy?
it must have been the best pussy he's ever had.
That must have been some pretty good pussy. It cost the lives. People die because of pussy. So you need a man. You need a man who can resist the pussy. All right, not put the pussy on a pedestal, and fucking sacrifice lives for that pussy. No, you need a man who can stay.
If you haven't put your
for
kids
example,
away,
I'm not saying
put them
that
away by now.
that I have the physical or mental requirements to be a pilot, but I would assume if I'm going to compete for that kind of a job and I have that kind of responsibility, multi-million-dollar, if not billion-dollar equipment, all right, and people's lives on a daily basis, I think I would be tested to my limit. And if my limit was subpar, don't hire me.
But then how do we make sure that it's happening? That's what my question is. How do we make sure that we get the best pilots, and how do we make sure that they're put through these things?
Okay, that works. See, let's say if you have a group of people,
Oh
and
my
you put them
God.
through a test, usually a very small amount succeed and do well. If that amount of people is too big, you make the test harder.
Okay.
That way, very little people can, you're getting the cream off the top. Like if it were milk, you're getting the cream off of the top.
I know, I
You want
understand.
the cream. Okay, so even though there's a lot of milk and you need a lot of cream, you just have to go enough.
Can I ask why you use milk as a fucking analogy?
Because I'm trying to break this down. How is this hard? You need a rigorous training program to screen for valid
SEALs,
individuals.
like the
But
Navy
how do
SEALs.
we?
You think Air
Think of-
Force
think
or
of it like
Navy
a bar
pilots
test.
are easy to be pilots? No.
Okay, but I think she's
they get
asking-
screened out the ass. They get
How do we make sure that they're actually doing it?
I think she's asking, how do we force or make sure the airlines are doing this?
That's stupid. How do you make sure that the airplane is properly maintained? There are records. There are supervising agencies.
That's after the fact. though.
Such as
Was
what?
it the FAA?
And who controls them?
Oh God.
What?
I
don't know.
I feel like I don't know where to go with this.
No, I mean okay, but who oversees that they're doing their job?
Are you like? Is this like a big
Who
brother
watches
thing?
the watch? Who watches the Watchmen?
Who watches the Watchmen? Oh no.
Okay, so fine. I sound stupid. I don't care. But like, what I'm asking is, who makes sure that these things, like,
We do.
okay,
Every person makes sure that government is
Doing its job.
Doing its job.
okay.
And if it's the government's job to make sure flight agencies where its citizens'
So
lives are
are
on
there
the line.
regulations
Yes.
that the government has upon the airlines
Well,
to make sure that
this is
these
how-
people are
All right,
freaking
I
adequate
think
to
I
ride
see where
an
you're going.
airplane?
There's a
Or fly.
Let's say for airlines,
Okay.
there's an agency that monitors them.
Okay.
Make sure that they adhere to safety regulations through what are called inspections.
Okay.
Okay, and these
Thanks.
agencies are put into place by government authority.
Okay.
and the government is elected by the people.
Okay. All right.
And the
Awesome. So what
people
I'm saying
are
is,
you and me.
then the government should make regulations to make sure that the fucking pilots aren't gonna fucking drive the plane into the goddamn
exactly right.
fountains.
No. That's the agency's job.
No.
That's the agency's job.
No.
All right.
You think
Nice
Congress?
topic,
Let's
Eric.
move
Nice
on.
Let's move on.
You're a
Let's move on.
fucking idiot.
You're stupid.
I'm telling you that the government needs to be more involved.
Well, yeah, I agree. But for the government to be more involved, the people need to be more involved. And how do you motivate them? Riddle me that, motherfucker.
Fuck you.
You get Oprah. That's
Oh,
what you
thank
do.
you. Yes.
get
You get
Oprah.
Oprah. You get Oprah because some people like listen to her. It's amazing. I've seen it. she says something and then they do it.
It's like,
I
hey
don't-
guys, read this book, and then it just starts like selling.
Fuck
it.
you.
it's like, look.
Truth. That's how I read A Million Little Pieces. And then what else did she? Oh, and then I had.
Oprah's
Wait, is
book
that
club.
the
Oprah's
candy
book-
one?
Yeah, the one that looks like candy, like the
Sprinkles.
Yeah, sprinkles.
I didn't read it because I'm not a sheep.
It was like,
So what animal are you?
He's a wolf.
I like to think of myself as a tortoise.
Oh my god.
Oh my God. All right,
no,
fine.
Like there are two. What is it? There are two types of people in
One
this
of the
world.
turtle hermit. You mean
There
go
are
ahead.
two. There are two
Yeah,
types
yeah,
of
okay,
people
okay.
in this world. There are sheep and shepherds. This motherfucker's a wolf.
Nice. Very nice. So are we done jerking him off? Can we move on to the next topic?
Let's
You
move on to
telling
the
me
next
you're getting
one.
me aroused right now?
Edgar, do you want to go next?
God. So
I thought
what
you
do we-
said
what do
you
we
had a
settle
topic.
On? What do we settle on?
That the government
It
needs to be
regulated.
involved.
There needs to be regulations. to
Better
make sure-
regulations, better screening of pilots. That's what
Yeah.
I would go for.
Yeah.
That's my 2
Beautiful.
cents.
There you go.
Boom, thrown at you. I'll
We're
throw those
definitely
in
going
the
to get
snow
called a lot of
in the
political
fucking
names after
Alps.
this because we're trying to say the government should get more involved.
Socialism. Yeah.
No, okay. Well, if there's an agency supervising it, which is put in place by the government, maybe they need to up their screening. Thank God this didn't happen in the U.S. Because then it would matter to me. It would matter a little bit more than it does now because I've never been to the Alps. I've never been to France, and I don't know any Germans, and Europe is
Yeah, we
always
do.
kind of fucked up. Wait, no, we don't know.
No,
Oh.
he's
German.
not German.
He's not German.
Oh, that's right.
He's Mexican. I don't know
Yeah,
what you're
he's
talking
I
about.
don't know why I thought
He
that.
speaks German.
His last
His
name.
wife? Is his wife?
His wife is. I don't think it's.
Estonian?
Yeah,
British?
she's like not Middle Eastern. It's.
We need to get back on top.
Yeah, but anyway. And Edgar, remember to.
I'll just send us some more info.
Whoa! Now you're gonna have
No,
to
you
like
can't say his
censor his
name.
name.
Okay, fine, whatever. Anyways, Edgar, do you want to go next?
He doesn't have a
Or
topic.
do you have a you don't have a Give me more time. Okay, fine. I'll go next.
Like I was like, not even asking you. Go.
All right. So
Fuck you.
God.
You had 40 extra minutes. Did you come up with the topic?
I have
have
a two-section topic, but yeah.
I have two topics in mind, and if you guys don't want this topic, if you can veto it now.
Okay.
But John Do Crazy Ideas wrote in a comment response, and he
So it's
said,
not your topic. It's
"If my
somebody
my
else's topic.
My topic is always community topics now.
So
going
it's the
forward.
people's topic.
It's the people's topic, so
Okay.
you're representative. You're representing them.
I'm
Right?
the man of the people.
I am the yes. I'm the social media manager.
Say like
Therefore,
Social
the
media
people.
manager.
therefore I get to represent
Okay.
the
God,
community.
your job title just gets bigger.
I got director, editor, producer.
This is this is gonna look good on a resume, man. I'm just saying.
All right, here we go. So, the John Do Crazy Ideas writes in, and he wants us to talk about what our favorite TV shows, cartoons, our favorite cartoon Nickelodeon shows from the 90s are.
Oh wow. Well, I grew up poor, so.
Not everybody had the
No,
luxury
no,
of
I
Nickelodeon.
did have cable for quite a bit of my life. I would say Cartoon Network mostly. Nickelodeon's for pussies.
Holy
Toonami.
shit.
Toonami.
Yeah,
That Toonami.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
that.
So,
Adult
I mean,
Swim.
If you know what though, I wasn't allowed to watch certain cartoons though. I would say that, but for not for the reasons you may think. But have you guys ever been censored on your cartoons? Like what cartoons?
Yeah.
You're allowed to watch this, but no, not
don't-
this.
Like I remember, like I can't watch The Simpsons. Like don't watch The Simpsons. Don't like yeah. I remember when I was, like, little.
don't be knowledgeable about social dogma right now. No,
Which show was it that you weren't allowed
What
to
was the
watch?
other topic?
Oh, well,
we'll get to that.
we'll get to that. As I say, but okay, but
Before I can
What
veto
cartoons
this,
did you watch?
Before I can veto this, what's the other topic?
Yeah, that's all we gotta know.
No,
the other
that's
topic.
moving out.
Let's go with that.
Moving out.
Moving out.
Moving
No, let's not talk about that one
Okay, fine.
because you just moved in. What the fuck you guys say about it?
No, seriously, let's talk about it.
What do you
Okay,
mean
no,
moving
but-
out?
alright.
I'm not talking about that.
Oh, why?
Just no.
I know more about
I
cartoons.
had that
Let's go with
conversation.
Let's go with cartoons.
I already had
Let's
that
go.
conversation this week. I'm done with
Let's
that.
go with cartoons then.
Let's go.
All right, so
Fuckers.
So whenever I was in third grade, every single day when I wake up in the mornings to go to school, as I was getting ready to go to school, I would watch Rugrats. It's my favorite.
It's a good one.
My favorite Nickelodeon show I've ever.
I think that's the top one. I think top one.
Yeah,
Top-
that-
I never really was into Nickelodeon though because I never really liked. I never liked Hey Arnold. I never liked Recess.
Whoa! The Recess was not Nickelodeon.
wasn't?
Recess,
Yeah.
Recess was no,
Disney or is it?
no,
CBS kind
no. It was
Well, I
not
saw it on
CBS.
Disney.
It was what was? It was
don't watch
Channel
cartoons?
21.
Yeah, at KTXA. I don't know what they used to call
So
it back
anyway,
then.
yeah, I mean, I can't really think of. A
Yeah,
lot
I
of-
think it was UPN.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about the '90s, like they were produced or they were shown in the '90s or they were popular in the '90s or what?
Yeah, any
Things
sort
you-
of show you intercept with radio waves.
No, I mean, there's certain
That
ones
was a thing back then.
There were certain cartoons I liked during the '90s, and there's certain cartoons that were from the '90s, but I didn't get to them until like late 2000s, early 2000s.
How would you even watch cartoons?
Reruns?
Well, I watched.
What channel were you watching that you could get reruns from?
Doug, that was a good one.
Doug was Nickelodeon?
I like
Apparently.
the dog.
Hold on.
Wait, what about
He only
that?
had one eyebrow. Doug, he only had one eyebrow.
Wow, SpongeBob started in 1999.
Yes,
God
it did.
dang.
Same, almost the same year as Pokemon.
Hey Arnold is.
Oh, Blue's Clues. I used to watch that show with my sister. We used to try to figure out like what the thing was at the end. Sometimes we got lucky.
It was always the mailbox.
Yeah, I think watching. I didn't watch Blue's Clues, but I
did
knew
not
like
watch
a lot of people around my age were watching that to the point where I knew I would never like dating younger women. Because I was like, man, if you're that below me to think that that's fucking entertaining.
There's not a lot.
Didn't
There's
he
not
like?
a lot.
Didn't
Yeah,
he like
there's not a
stab
lot.
Actually,
things
I'm
with his
looking at
paws?
some right now.
I know I'm talking about the right
Rimpy
one.
and Stan, I think. Cat,
Oh,
dog,
Cat
and
dog. That
Yeah,
right there
that
had
was
some
messed up.
implications,
Rugrats.
right? If one end
What?
ate something, the other one had to shit it out of its mouth. So it's like, who got to eat? Did they take turns?
Monsters.
Was it a fight for the?
It's
you know-
monsters. No, say it right.
Peter, Pepper, and
Pepper Ann.
got into that one. I don't know why.
Because you're not a girl.
That could be it.
Keenan
Oh,
and,
Adventure Time!
Keenan and Kel started in the 90s.
Adventure Time isn't from the 90s.
I
though.
still
It's
watch
great.
Adventure Time.
Yeah.
That's valid. That's a badass show. Adventure
is.
Time.
Actually,
Yeah.
let's go with Cartoon Network. Let's see. I like Ed and Eddie.
I hated that one.
What?
I didn't
didn't
like
like
that
it.
one either.
I don't know. Maybe it's just.
It was too
Your
squiggly
mic is
for me. Look
broken.
at that. You're just
No,
fucking
just
shit up.
Well, it's good enough.
Nickelodeon doesn't have that. They didn't
It
have
doesn't
that
have a
many.
lot. No, it doesn't.
Dexter's Laboratory.
That's
Dexter
yes,
was
great.
pretty good, but that's Cartoon Network.
That's cartoon. Yeah, we
I-
moved
I
on.
like it.
We're
Cartoon
moving on
Network.
from Nickelodeon. There's not a lot to pick from.
Animaniacs.
Animaniacs.
Oh,
Loved
that is
it.
the
Their
best.
Songs, educational. Whoa.
Powerpuff Girls.
From time to time.
Johnny Bravo.
No.
Pinky and the Brain.
It was okay.
That's
I
from
love
the
that show.
That's from the Animaniacs, though.
And
That was from the
like, somewhat
Animaniacs.
exclusive.
It says Cartoon Network's TV shows from the 90s. That's what it gave
They were
me.
But
probably
it-
aired.
There were probably
during that
reruns on
channel.
syndication.
Oh, Arthur. That was a good one.
Actually, let's
Arthur.
let's-
You know what?
Oh,
I will say-
KERA.
little bit.
That's right.
I'm gonna deviate a little bit, but I like Wishbone.
Yeah.
Wishbone's not a cartoon,
PBS.
though.
But
But
yeah,
it's
but
a
you,
show I
you were
watched.
exposed to good literature that way.
You were.
I got to act like I've read many books by remembering those. I swear to fucking
Time
God.
machine.
I shit you not. There have
Don
been times
Quixote.
that I'm like, man, I gotta impress this chick, and like she'll bring something up, like, yeah, I've read that, but I didn't. All I do is remember vaguely an episode of Wishbone that kind of goes along with that story. I'm like, yeah, I love that part when, and I'm like, but you have to remember, it's not a dog. The main character's not a dog, so don't fucking do. Like, yeah, like when he returned home and his wife's suitors were there and he killed them all.
He did. He locked them all in the room.
Odyssey.
He shot an arrow
And
through
they're
like
"Oh my
12
God, you have
axes.
read the Odyssey. You're so educated. And I'm all like, thank you, Wishbone.
You're an idiot and a con artist.
A little bit of a con artist, but a well-educated con artist.
So you
Wishbone.
can't exactly be both.
But I will say that I remember also in third grade as well, coming home from school and then catching the Magic School Bus.
Magic School Bus was probably the best,
Carlos.
actually. Yes.
Yeah, people kept saying that I was like Arnold.
Carlos?
No,
Is it Carlos?
No.
Arnold?
I think it was Arnold, the one who was
Jewish?
Like, are you paying attention, Arnold?
one?
Are you paying attention? Because I never paid attention. I was there because I would get sent home like letters saying your son doesn't quite pay attention in class.
You should stop building that bond.
What'd you do to
And-
piss her off?
and-
I didn't say anything. You pissed her off.
So she doesn't want to
Being late to the podcast.
Showing up at 2 a.m. at the podcast. That's what did it.
I don't want to. Let's not go into.
wait.
Another one I liked was Captain Planet.
It was okay, but I knew it was political.
No, it was. But
I
what
was
got
like
me?
8. I'm like, this seems political
What
to me.
got me was the rings. Like, if I could control fire, earth, wind, water, heart, really?
Yeah, heart. You can
That's such
manipulate anyone in the world with heart. It's
Fight
like,
her.
do what I want. What are you talking about? I rule.
1 to rule them all.
Yes, the one to rule them all.
All I know is probably the best cartoon growing up was probably Scooby Doo. Probably.
No. When there were competitions, what do you want to watch? Dexter's Laboratory or Scooby Doo? I fucking hated that every time motherfucking Scooby Doo won. I was like, you sons of bitches, give me Dexter. And what is wrong? I love
because
Dexter.
back then there was no DVR, so you had, like whenever shows were on at the same time, you had to choose.
You had to choose. So,
Is it because you figured out who the bad guy was way before the show was done?
You know what, Dexter? You know what I will say? I watched an episode of Dexter a couple of years ago, and it was actually really clever. It's a really good, well written show.
Have you seen the episode? I think it's bad now. I don't think you can find it on Cartoon Network. But when Dee Dee and Dexter became bad. Like
Became
if you show the you know how at the entry of every episode there's like the scene and it has the title.
The title card.
Yeah, that one. She's flipping off the camera. She's all like, "Fuck you." Like, it was so.
I remember that. I saw
like,
that. I'm like,
she's awesome.
you disappoint me, but at the same time, I love you. I love Cartoon Network.
That's when I knew what kind of woman I like.
The best part of Dexter's whenever he had that rival guy, that one that was also
Mandrake,
smarter,
yeah.
Mandrake.
smarter. But whenever he
The
said
voice
stuff,
actor was actually on that train for the Christmas
the
North Pole thing.
The funniest thing about it was whenever he was answering all the teacher's questions, and he answered the question before he even asked it. And that was
Yes,
that.
Dexter. I can read your thoughts.
And he's like, yes, I can't read your thoughts.
He had that nasal thing going on.
That was the best part. That was hilarious.
It was awesome. Looney Tunes.
You know,
Wait, how are you forgetting Pokemon?
Well,
Pokemon is not
still going.
90s.
That's still
No,
going.
no, 97.
It is
It's still 97.
97.
Yeah,
I
97, but it was pretty late.
I remember after school, I'd fucking run to that TV set because that's about the time I would
I
get
think
home.
we
So I
still-
as soon as I turned it on, the song was going.
Didn't
Wherever
we,
the song was, I kept
didn't
going.
we have like it was at one of my parties. I don't know where the apartment
Mike.
I had. It was one of the parties in my apartment I had. We just suddenly started singing it, and we knew all the words. Still.
Still.
Wait, let me catch it. No,
there you go. Another one of the best ones, like I binge watched the whole thing on Netflix, was X-Men the animated series. That was
was
pretty good.
awesome.
That was
I just
legit.
hated Jubilee, though.
Oh yeah, she had those.
She was
she just
useless, though.
Let me dazzle you.
Let me blind you with my sparkles.
And then, like when I saw it work on a Sentinel, I was like, "You bitch! You've been holding back this whole goddamn time."
yeah.
But the best part was whenever it's like when she was captured, it's like, "What did we ever do to you?" And then it's like, "You were born."
I was like, I was 8
damn.
years old. I told you that.
can't.
You stole that from me. I told you. I was 8 years old watching that. That scars you as a child. You were born. Like, what?
No, and
That
at
was
that point, I
that
was
was
like,
like
"This
legit.
makes sense."
That was legit good. Like as like for a kid's show, it's like
If
wow.
you want, find the clip and just see if you can edit into this somehow. Just,
But then there was
erase
the other
part
part.
I'm talking and
The
just
other
put it in
part was whenever there was like some riots going on because of mutants, anti-mutant like protests going on, and Wolverine was just gonna go out there and just raise some hell. And then Storm was like, "You can't do that. You cannot add to this climate of animosity and fright and fear." And then Wolverine is like, "Climate is your area of expertise, Storm, not mine."
But see, the thing,
That was the best part.
see, the
I was
thing
like,
is-
I had to pause that shit and be like, "Damn."
the thing I like is X-Men, Spider-Man from that era. I think was it Spider-Man? Yeah,
They did crossovers.
Spider-Man
Yeah, they
and
did crossovers.
Batman. They were
What's-
cartoons.
Whoa.
Batman
Hold
did
on.
not do crossovers because
I'm
it's
not
the
saying
different
crossovers.
universe.
I'm not saying crossovers, but those 3 cartoons, they had moments, episodes, or whole episodes at times, which were dark, and I love
Yeah,
that.
they were dark.
They were dark. They were real. to that
Batman
point.
was always dark.
Dark Batman.
Batman was like that was a dark. I was like I knew when I turned to that came on, shit got dark.
I like the intro. It was like there were no songs. It was serious. Like, oh crap.
But the best part about that little clip that I was talking about was that Wolverine just told Storm to fuck off.
Yeah.
Without saying
Yeah,
it.
she's
Were you like
just
imagining?
dropped out.
Were you
Boom,
imagining
zing,
Storm or Halle
bitch.
Berry, or like in your mind?
No, it was fuck you.
Anyways,
But yeah, you know what? I watched a lot of Looney Tunes though growing up.
I think that's a classic. That should be like something that every kid should.
Well,
grow
now
up
they don't
watch.
let you. Now they don't want to even air that.
Why not?
It's violent as fuck, dude.
It kind of
It
is.
is very-
There are guns
But the
everywhere.
Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote shit,
Yeah.
the Bugs Bunny shit, that's
explosives.
Yeah,
The
kids,
best.
kids,
Guns,
kids don't understand
cannons.
metaphors. They actually gonna take
the
out
TNT,
Yeah.
the Acme anvils and shit.
Yeah, a
Yeah.
company that makes everything.
It's like the Apple of the
I
Looney
broke
Tunes.
it. No. But yeah, I like that. And but here, this is another reason why I've never felt tempted to go to a Disneyland or Disney World or all that bullshit because I did not grow up watching Disney.
I mean, either.
Yeah,
Not
my
really.
my
I
mother,
had a few,
my
but
mother
not
wouldn't
really.
let me watch Disney movies.
No,
The
my
only
mom-
one I really
we just
watched
couldn't
was like
afford
the
it.
Goofy movie and Goofy movie 2, but that was later as an adult. I watched that.
Extremely goofy movie.
Extremely goofy movie, and I wasn't generally not allowed to watch Disney
Why?
because Mickey Mouse talked like a fag.
What?
Yeah.
Are you
Is that-
serious?
Yeah,
Is that
that-
the legit reason?
That is the legit reason. But she didn't tell me as a kid. She's like, no, I don't want you to turn out gay. No, she didn't tell me that. But she just thought, she's like, man, I know my son is exposed to the TV. And although I can explain to him, just because you put on a cape, you cannot fly. She didn't. I guess she couldn't explain. Oh, don't talk like a bitch, or don't be a little sissy punk. Don't do that.
Your
So
mom
she-
sounds like a hard woman.
So I watched a lot of Bugs Bunny. So and interesting enough, I grew up as a smartass. So
There you
so
go.
that's probably what happened. But I'm not a bitch.
Yeah, but he cross-dressed every now and then. He dressed in drag, Bugs
Who?
Bunny.
Bugs Bunny?
Yeah.
I didn't notice.
What?
And I've never dressed in drag in my life.
There's pictures.
It's like pictures on screen right now.
Pictures
And
on
it's,
screen.
and it's a
What?
Photoshop, and it's a Photoshop ass
You
motherfucker.
better not fucking do that. This is copyright.
Whatever.
But yeah, that's true
But
story.
one cartoon I'm afraid to mention because I'm not sure what if it was like 90s or early 90s or late 80s. Thundercats.
That is
That is
that
90s?
is
That is
no,
old as
that
fuck.
is-
That's
yeah, that-
70s.
I know.
Yeah, that's like 70s, bro.
Yeah.
The new one.
Are
But
we
there was a
Should we do
they were
He-Man
syndicated.
too?
They were syndicated
He-Man?
though.
I
That
didn't
was
really watch He-Man to
in
be
the
honest.
2000 that was in the 2000s though when they came back.
Yeah, they did a rerun. It's like really nice graphics.
Hey, might as well just say He-Man.
What is the oldest cartoon you guys
Oh no,
watch?
wait, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I remember watching that one.
I think I have mine where I've seen enough episodes to say like, yeah, I watched that. Was the Zodiac Warriors?
Zodiac Warriors.
Caballeros of Zodiaco.
No.
No?
Oh wait.
Was it anime?
No. Yes, it was an anime, and they had like these
The armor,
suits.
yeah.
Yeah, and the stronger they get, the bigger the suit was, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
and like every time they got stronger, the new enemy fucking raped them.
Yeah.
Like it didn't matter what they did, and they had to somehow train to get better.
Here's the oldest cartoon that I remember seeing.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball. Yeah, that was around the same time I saw. Yeah, I remember seeing that back in '96.
Wait, I'm not sure what. It just the whole suit and armor thing. You just reminded me of like King Arthur and his knights, and they had like a special shield. And each shield had like a picture, and they would project that picture, make it real life. Like this guy had for whatever reason bricks, and he would something. King Arthur had a dragon. He would make a dragon come out of his shield.
What is
That
this a
sounds
cartoon?
Familiar,
You,
but
you see, I
don't-
love that for whatever reason because I was going through that whole phase
Yeah.
medieval times. I love that. I don't know why.
gargoyles.
Gargoyle.
Are we
That
gonna
that
go
was
like Chippendale Rescue Rangers and DuckTales
I'm a
and
weird
shit?
kid. Again, how do you know us?
True.
I liked Gargoyles until they canceled it though. It was like what
They
was it?
did.
2 seasons long?
No, it was like three.
It was like three
It was
seasons.
3
'Cause, The
seasons.
third season was him traveling through time with Eliza.
Yeah, that's when shit got complicated.
Yeah,
I was
like, no,
I can
this
keep
is-
up. Let's do this, and then like it ended. I'm like, oh, okay, fucking reruns forever. And as a kid, no one tells you. By the way, it's done. They
By the
canceled
way,
it.
Oh yeah, that's
you just keep watching fucking reruns, hoping for something new.
Like when
and
are the new
never
episodes
comes.
gonna come?
And you just I don't know about you, but I got a TV guide every morning or so when they come with the newspaper.
Oh,
It's every
oh,
week,
speaking about old
Sundays,
cartoons, I don't know if you heard, but DuckTales is coming back.
What
What?
DuckTales.
Like, oh, God, they
remake?
better do the
Remake?
same theme song.
remake or like?
I don't know.
Obviously it's gonna be
Obviously.
improved animations.
I don't like that.
Did
Um,
anybody watch
in
the
my
Ninja
mind-
Turtles growing up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't
no.
know.
Oh,
Nin-
Donatello died.
yeah, he was killed
Damn.
for good.
Yeah.
Bullshit for good.
Not
Where did they kill
yeah,
him?
they killed him
He
Thursday.
died gruesomely. I don't know.
Yeah, he got sledgehammered.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
Nice. Nice.
His
Good way for any turtle to go.
yeah,
He
his
couldn't go
turret
into his shell fast enough.
his shell was crushed. You see the blood like drooping, and everybody's like,
Is it the new like the new series, like the new Ninja Turtle series?
No, it's the
no, they're just going back to the roots.
Speaking
Dark.
of superheroes, no one's mentioned Superman yet.
Eh.
It's all right.
No one really liked
We've
it. huh?
talked about that.
No one
before.
really liked it.
We did watch like about a year
Justice.
ago.
That was the Justice
A year
League,
ago,
though.
Eric and I and a couple of other friends, we watched Justice League. Like,
And
the
then
whole
we
series.
realized that Superman was worthless. And
Yeah,
that.
he was.
Yeah.
No, they nerfed him down.
Yeah.
That's for the sake of struggle.
Yeah, I'm telling you, fuck that character up. It was horrible.
Because
writing.
why Superman is the Justice League, really?
Wow.
Okay, shit.
Well, another. We're gonna
What
deviate
happened
a
to the
little bit.
Wonder Twins in that?
We're
monkey?
gonna deviate a little bit and just go to anime, like an anime I grew up with and I absolutely loved.
I already said Dragon Ball.
Yu Yu Hakusho.
Never heard of it.
I did watch it,
You
but
didn't watch that as a child.
I did.
no, that was my teens.
Was it?
Yeah, that was teens.
I'm
That was
getting
my
confused.
teens.
I remember the animation was like older.
That was Adult Swim, bro.
Was it?
It was Adult Swim.
Yes, it was. I remember my mom yelling at me to go to bed like at 11.
But it's adults. This would be an interesting way to close off that topic. Have you heard that? What happened with the? I don't know if it's true, but I do know it's an uncomfortable fucking sound. Is the Adult Swim?
Yeah, I heard about that.
Have you heard that? When you remember when Adult Swim was coming on, he was like, "It's Adult Swim," and you'd hear this very fucking unsettling sound for Adult Swim.
And it's only like six or
It's like
six
it's like
seconds.
3-4 seconds, something like that. It's like short window, like. It's like holy shit, shit's getting real. Let me
dark,
turn,
it's
I gotta
dark.
turn off the lights because this anime is for real.
And then it
people.
goes black and it goes
Yeah.
Adult Swim and it just goes
yeah,
to the
and then
intro.
there was like this kid swimming in the water, kind of. It was so weird. It was weird, man. But
I'll try to have it on screen if I find it.
Well, no, that's the
there's
thing.
There's this. What is it? The sun smiling at the sun.
Yeah, it's like a this.
What is
you-
the name of
You
the
can
fucking
find it
song?
online. You can find it online. Let me see
Yeah,
if I can
I'll
pull
find
it
it.
up.
I'll find it.
But
And
What about it?
there's a rumor that it happened during this. Go for it.
well, what happened is that they instead of they had a mishap, they didn't really time it to where they kept it running.
Oh,
And it's a very uncomfortable, unsettling sound. But instead of those 4 seconds or a couple seconds it running, it
Was on a loop?
ran the whole fucking
Show.
Sound bit.
the whole
Sound bit.
show.
Sound
the
bit.
whole s-
during
sound bit.
is it like in like embedded into the show, or was it like
No,
It was like
the
it was
show?
like it's like like your show. Like when it starts up, it was the beginning kind of thing. It puts Adult Swim, but it kept running and it did the whole sound bit.
It's
instead
supposed to
of
be
the
like a
first
5 second
seconds.
clip to like you see Adult Swim. You know how it's all black.
Yeah.
And it's only on there for like 5 seconds and boom, it goes away.
Yeah.
It's something like that. Before that came, it was it was shown alongside that. But let me see if I can find it again.
Yeah, and it was a. I had to look it up because I read about it on like Creepypasta or something like that.
Creepypasta for the win.
It is an unsettling sound bit. And when they put what sounds are in it, it's even more unsettling because you can actually identify it and like fuck, I don't even know why this was on there. And it's like grind that fucking thing. You're gonna put that picture of the eyes. Oh fuck my life. And
I don't even know why I
it's,
put it up there.
it's this unsettling fucking song that just plays.
But it actually had the color.
And it makes me uncomfortable. And apparently, it was playing for such a long time, and it ran through the whole.
Oh, here
bit
actually, here it is. Here it is.
that,
You can actually
yeah.
read it if you want to go ahead and.
No, I'm not gonna read that.
Not
Fuck
you,
that.
him.
And they decided never to air that thing again. So now Adult Swim doesn't have that sound because people called in to complain supposedly.
Yeah, here it is. Here it
Oh,
is.
listen to it. Listen.
Just play it. Put it
Hold
up
on,
to the
hold on.
mic. Put it
All,
up.
all
not-
across here it goes.
What are the sound parts? What's in the sound?
It doesn't say here, but it says going back on topic. Usually, Cartoon Network employee would enter the room control left by an Adult Swim crew member and take over the day. It wasn't quite the case the day, however. The usual man scheduled to cue in the sound on and such was programmed for CN.
Patty's riveted so much by this topic.
All
I
across,
do is listen
all
to the
a-
noise.
all
Yeah,
across-
you should just
all
play the
across-
noise.
Play
All
the-
across the United States, millions of children and adults were being exposed to what sounded like a barbaric mass murder. People were calling in all over the country, crying or screaming or begging for it to be turned off. It couldn't be.
Nobody thought about turning off the TV. You know, like no.
Wait, I want to hear it.
And it is uncomfortable.
It's a creepypasta thing.
It made me. I don't know if it's true, but the sound bit. I remember the sound bit being part of Adult Swim. I specifically remember. I'm like, yeah, I totally remember this. And the fact that they cut it off and it was such a short thing, I just thought it was like this wavy sound thing. It sounded like it sounded almost like a bass guitar too close to an amplifier.
I can't.
and
It's not. There's no audio thing.
It
playing.
it had a runaway thing.
No, it's fine.
But
I'll look it up later.
It is an uncomfortable sound bit. And apparently, they have sounds of like metal grinding and flesh being cut into, and some woman crying in the background, and I think kids were laughing. It was absurd. It was okay, but but no, you never do know. Never do know. Like I know, like the Russian experiment wasn't real, but the sound bit is incredibly uncomfortable, and I think they said it was designed to make
to make children go
make
away.
kids
Go
go
away.
just not watch it. And I thought, man, that made me uncomfortable listening to the whole thing. I think that would have been effective for me. But I loved Adult Swim because that was the only way for me, having no money, to watch a variety of anime growing up. But I still watch anime though, and I don't need money for it.
Oh, have you watched Bento?
No.
You should watch Bento. If you like comedy. Comedy action.
All right, let's move on.
Let's move on.
All right, Patty.
Edgar?
But wait, before we move on though, I want
Are,
to.
are you trying to find it?
I'm trying to find it.
Find what?
I
Just
want
trying to find the sound bit.
the sound bit, but it's not this.
Adult Swim sound bit. What is it? What is the name of that?
Dawn is your
The Dawn is your enemy. That's a fuck title, man.
because it wants you to stay up late. You don't want this to end. You want to watch ours
Adult
forever.
Swim.
The Dawn is your enemy.
The Dawn is your enemy.
Those fucking eyes, man.
I like it. I like
Oh,
that
here
one.
it is. Found
No,
it.
turn that
It's
off.
the first thing that comes up.
Yeah, I wonder how long it took you to fucking do it.
That's it.
Just shut the hell up.
You're a little bitch.
Acting. It sounds,
That sounds fine.
Well, it is like 11 o'clock at night, and you're by yourself. Your parents
Y'all
are
a bunch of
asleep.
little bitches. I swear to God.
Listen to the whole thing.
I will.
Imagine being 9 in your room.
All right. Let me
Imagine that you have fucking balls, assholes.
Says the girl.
I know. I'm sorry.
And then it does this.
Yeah, because they turned it off.
Oh.
All right. Anyways,